There's been only one question swirling this week, and that's been, would the king meet his son, the Duke of Sussex, while he was back in the UK for 4 days? At around 5:20 p.m. yesterday, that question was finally answered.
Harry rushes to the UK after whispers that Tyler Perry has dropped tapes that could flip the Sussex story upside down.
I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help, some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
But this isn't just a trip across the Atlantic. It's a race against time, betrayal, and a vault of secrets that could shatter their empire. And trust me, T-Rex fam, I've got all the details. Emergency flight.
By Prince Harry to a court in London this morning. This was the scene outside when the paparazzi suddenly realized that Prince Harry had arrived. Look at that. Oh. Cameras were everybody.
Harry's sudden dash to London was not a vacation. It was damage control with a British accent. Eyewitnesses didn't see a prince strolling through Heathrow. They saw a man sprinting from California chaos like it was on fire. One insider spilled that Harry's team scrambled with zero notice, no palace approval, and no itinerary. Just flight, panic, and whispers of Tyler Perry's alleged arsenal of recordings. Imagine that moment. The man who once offered you shelter during your royal exile, now rumored to be holding hours of private footage. We're talking game plans on how to outmaneuver the palace, rehearse talking points for Oprah-level interviews, and maybe even raw clips that clash with the truth-telling image they've sold the world. Harry's emergency trip wasn't about visiting family. It was about cleaning up a firestorm before it spreads across every headline in the world. But here's the kicker. What if he's already too late?
I'm just sitting here on my porch just looking. What am I looking at? I'm looking to the hills from whence cometh my help. For my help, some of y'all know the rest. I just wanted to come on and just tell everybody, just be as calm as you can.
Let's not forget, Tyler Perry wasn't just a casual acquaintance. He was godfather to their child, their Hollywood shield when Buckingham Palace slammed its gates shut. Meghan publicly crowned him her guardian angel, the man who handed them not just a mansion, but a chance to rebuild their lives. And yet, when Perry faced his own $260 million legal nightmare, Meghan's team allegedly began erasing him from her public story. Social media posts deleted, podcast references mysteriously scrubbed, mentions quietly gone. To Perry's inner circle, it looked less like rebranding and more like betrayal, like he went from savior to liability overnight. If the rumors are true, Perry's decision to document those Montecito sleepovers wasn't paranoia. It was protection. Insurance. And now that insurance policy might become a weapon, imagine the optics. Meghan, the woman who built her empire on loyalty and authenticity, erasing the very man who sheltered her, only to have him sitting on hours of receipts. That's not just betrayal. That's Shakespearean. The alleged treasure trove of footage reportedly includes everything Meghan and Harry didn't want the world to see. Not bloopers, not family photos, but strategy. Cold, calculating rehearsal of how to present themselves as victims, when to cry on cue, how to spin headlines to their advantage. If true, this isn't just damaging, it's devastating. Because the Sussex brand has thrived on the illusion of spontaneity and raw honesty. They walked away from the crown to speak their truth, but what if the truth was staged all along? Reports claim snippets reveal contradictions, moments where Meghan and Harry allegedly mock the very narrative they sold to Netflix. Suddenly, their $100 million empire looks less like authenticity and more like a Hollywood script. And Tyler, he hasn't said a word. That silence is deafening. Because silence doesn't mean peace. It means Perry knows exactly how much power he holds. And if those tapes leak, the Sussex empire doesn't just crack, it crumbles. The Sussex empire wasn't built on bricks. It was built on image, and that image is now wobbling like a Jenga tower in an earthquake. Remember that $100 million Netflix deal? Insiders whisper it's been slashed to barely $20 million after underperforming projects and canned concepts. Meghan's cooking show, hyped as her glossy comeback, is reportedly stuck in limbo. Early feedback described it as awkward, forced, and, my personal favorite, like someone trying to be Oprah with a Pinterest board. Meanwhile, Harry's solo gigs, drying up faster than Montecito lawns in August, postponed speeches, canceled appearances, and scheduling conflicts that suspiciously look like polite rejections. Financially, this is no longer just a PR nightmare, it's a crisis. That $14 million mansion doesn't pay for itself. Security, property taxes, upkeep. Each bill is a ticking time bomb. Add in a shrinking donor base for Archewell, and suddenly whispers of foreclosure don't sound insane. They sound inevitable. If Tyler Perry really does have receipts that unravel the Sussex truth, then their brand won't just fall out of favor, it'll collapse into dust. And here's the delicious irony. Tyler Perry isn't talking. At all. No leaks, no shady tweets, no veiled Instagram captions, just pure, calculated silence. And that silence, it's terrifying Meghan's camp more than any headline ever could. Hollywood insiders say media outlets are already circling, checkbooks open, dangling millions for exclusive rights to the alleged footage. Meghan's circle has tightened into what one ex-staffer bluntly called a bunker. NDAs are multiplying like fruit flies, and former allies are stepping back, not wanting to get caught in the blast radius. Even Meghan's once unshakable Hollywood friendships are cooling. Invitations are drying up. Phone calls are going unanswered. Because let's be real, nobody in Hollywood wants to stand next to a brand teetering on implosion. And Tyler, his silence feels less like restraint and more like strategy. He doesn't need to say a word. He just has to wait. Every day he stays quiet, the suspense grows, and the Sussex brand sinks deeper into paranoia. At its heart, this scandal isn't about Hollywood, it's about royalty. Or at least the illusion of it. Meghan and Harry tried to position themselves as modern-day monarchs, ruling not with crowns, but with stories. Their empire was built on carefully curated vulnerability, polished pain, and perfectly timed revelations. But if Perry drops even a fraction of what's rumored to be on those tapes, the illusion shatters. Suddenly, they're not tragic heroes fleeing the palace, they're actors rehearsing the part. And for a couple who left the firm because they wanted to control their narrative, losing control of that narrative might be the cruelest twist yet. Inside Montecito, paranoia reportedly reigns. Staff are cut, meetings moved off-site, security rotated like chess pieces. Not progress, not growth, just survival. And in the UK, the royals aren't lifting a finger. Why would they? All they have to do is sit back and watch as Harry and Meghan's empire, built on defiance, is quietly consumed by betrayal. Tyler Perry's silence is deafening. But what do you think it means? Is he protecting them or preparing to end them? Let me know below, and don't forget to subscribe to T-Rex, where the royal drama is always served hot.